What's up, guys, gals, and Book Nook pals? It's Plug the Bunny with a Book Nook overview. That's right, it's my final thoughts on Kyoto Snow Whisperer by Cute Bee, which you can see spinning on the platform in front of us. Uh, First one I'm trying like this, different camera angle, so we'll have to see how it works. You can kind of see me in the reflection of the glass, and I don't know how I feel about that. So, let's get into it. Looking at the outside first, I think it's really beautiful. You can see they have like the faux wood paneling. So in addition to this really awesome black and gold minimalist design, you can see, and we'll see in a second as it goes around right here and right here as it curves, they actually like designed like a wood patterned like the lines of the wood grain into it, which I think is really cool. Let's pause it for a second here. We'll rotate it a little bit. All right, so taking a look at the design itself, can we get the? That's one thing, one design flaw. Because of the way you mold the snow on top of this, this dust cover does not come off. I just realized. So it's a good thing it went together pretty straightforward. But let's take a look at it. We'll turn it on here. We'll get a better look at no backlighting glare. This is a really nice kit. Only minor modifications to this one. As you see, it's a traditional Japanese setting. It's got the unique addition here of the snow effect, which I think is really cool. And this is accomplished by using air foam clay. So this is a clay that's like a spongy wet. It's almost like chewed up bubble gum when it comes out of the package, or taffy, and you kind of like mold it to how you want. And I kind of like it in contrast to like the painted on snow here, or like Vallejo effects, like Snow Tech paste that I've used in previous builds. Those all have their place. But what I like here is this kind of gives like the pillowy, like a lot of snow has fallen, but it's calm, kind of, like post-storm aspect to it. And I really like that. You can hear the quiet of the wilderness of the snow in this. Because there is white edges here, there was a lot of white edge painting, and painting white edges for me is always a nightmare. Someone did recommend to me Posca acrylic markers for white. I picked up this junker of a guy, and I've been really happy with it. It was a really nice tip. I appreciate that. I kind of like how the woman on the bridge, you cannot see her front in the main part, but you can see it in the reflection. It's interesting because it does kind of take away from the infinite effect, but it does make a cool use of the mirror. Also, I just realized I'm like 2 inches away from the microphone because I'm sitting in front of my camera, so the audio might be a little jacked on this. We're still figuring this out. Also, one thing I didn't love about this kit was the curtains right here are a decal. So it's very thin, and B, it's a decal, so it doesn't hang straight because it peels. When you peel it off, it curves. The acrylic was pretty cool for the lanterns. And I really love this underlit effect of the water. And in a second, I'll turn the studio lights off, and we'll take a look at how that looks. Only minor customizations here. I did add more snow, so I did pick up a bigger pack. And if you can see in the back right here, that dog, there you go. That dog was a 2D dog that I replaced with a 3D dog because, of course, that looks better. So let's get it spinning so we can really get the full effect. We'll do it like this. All right. Look at that, guys. That's stunning. And, there you have it. It is Cupid's new kit. Oh, one other thing I do like, there is a hinged door on the back. It's not the accordion wood, it's the actual door that opens up, which gives you better access, which for me was especially nice since I am a person who likes to rewire stuff. And one other thing I will point out once this thing spins all the way back around, and we'll take a quick look at the top really quick as it's spinning. Got a cool window on there. Oh, that's right. You can reverse. Okay. Right down here, you'll see instead of the touch sensor, it's got a physical toggle, which, you know me, I'm not a fan of the touch sensors. I like to have constant power going to it. So because of this, they had a less work on my end because I didn't have to do the rewiring. Much more robust strip here. We'll rotate this guy around, and we'll take a look at the back. Let's say they went with... I really like how this lines up. All right, and yeah, you can see right here, there's a three AA box. I'm sorry, 3 AA box, as opposed to the Book Nook standard 2 AA's. So I'm a big fan of that. Let's see if we can find. You know, you guys don't need to watch me do that. But yeah, guys, upgraded wiring. Did have to color the outside tabs a little bit just so they blended in a little bit better. Again, make sure you're all set before you mold your snow on top, because I just realized I covered up the hole for the dust cover. But that's it. This is the QB Kyoto Snow Whisperer, one of their newest kits. I really liked it. It was something different. Just be careful. There are also a bunch of really fragile pieces in here. Trying to put the assembled part onto the base, I did snap about 2 different pieces. Thankfully, Crazy Glue was my friend here, and I was able to repair everything with no noticeable damage. In fact, I can't even see which part was the broken one. But until then, this is Pluck the Bunny saying good looking, good nooking. If you enjoy these types of videos in addition to my unboxings, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything you'd like to see me review that I built or unbox, please let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It you know, makes me feel good. Have a good one.